Welcome to a new video in Grammar for Everybody. Today we'll be talking about something a little bit different. We are going to talk about noun clauses. So let's start. Okay, let's start with this question. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. Here we have an example. The dog barks. And here we have the subject, the dog, and the verb barks. So this is a clause. So when a clause has a subject and a verb, and it also transmits a complete thought or idea, we call them independent clause. But there are cases in which they have a subject, they have a verb, but they don't transmit a complete idea or thought. Like in this case, when the dog barked. In here, we are just saying a group of words that doesn't transmit a complete idea. We don't know in which context this clause is used. So, when this happens, we call them dependent clauses. So, when we talk about dependent clauses, we talk about three different types of dependent clauses: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. So, in today's video, we are going to focus on noun clauses. A noun clause is a dependent clause that is used as a noun. It means that it can take the place of a noun. And there are three different types of noun clauses. Noun clauses with question words, noun clauses with whether or if, and noun clauses with that. Right now, let's talk about noun clauses with question words. When noun clauses go with question words, we said that they start with WH words like where, how, who, when, why, and some others. For example, where you live, how he did that, who lives there, when it will arrive, and why he is still single. If you notice, all of these clauses are noun clauses. Let's see why. Alright, here we have some sentences that include those noun clauses. The first one, where you live is so far from my home. Here we have where you live as the subject of the sentence. You can see that it can be replaced by a noun or a noun phrase. For example, your house is so far from my home. There you can check that it is a noun clause because it can be replaced by a noun or a noun phrase. Then in the next one, I don't know how he did that. In here we have the noun clause how he did that. In this case, it is the direct object of the sentence. I don't know what, how he did that. That noun clause is acting as a direct object, and you can check if this clause is a noun clause. The only thing to do is to replace a noun clause with a noun or a noun phrase. I don't know the process, let's say. So there you can see that it is a noun clause. And finally, my parents wonder when the package will arrive. In here, we have the noun clause when the package will arrive. And in this case, it is acting as the direct object of the sentence. Because if we ask, my parents wonder what? When the package will arrive. So that is the direct object of the sentence. And if you want to check if this clause is a noun clause, let's replace it with a noun or a noun phrase. My parents wonder the time, or my parents wonder the date. You see, it also makes sense. So it is a noun phrase. And to conclude, let's see some affirmation of these noun clauses. The first one, in noun clauses, the WH word or question word is called introductory word. For example, where, how, and when, they are introductory words. The second affirmation is that we use noun clauses in sentence word order. That is to say, first the introductory word, then the subject, and finally the verb. It is not a question. In question we use first the introductory word, then the auxiliary, then the subject, and finally the main verb. It is not in this way. We use it in sentence word order. And the third one is that we need an independent clause for the noun clause to make sense. For example, in this case, we can say I don't know and people will understand what I mean. But if I say how he did that, people won't understand what I mean. So we always need an independent clause for the noun clause to make sense. And this is all about noun clauses with question words. So people, here we finished talking about noun clauses that start with question words. Remember that we will continue talking about noun clauses in future videos. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.